Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Wednesday, July 17th, around 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. Biden tests positive for COVID and will be hiding in a basement in Delaware. The bad news, Earth faces potential imminent catastrophe. 4 asteroids on collision course by the end of the year. Keep calm. It's boom time. Severe thunderstorm watch issued for the entire New York City area as 60-mile-per-hour winds bring risks as well as relief. Thunderstorm watch is up across Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and that leads to several road closures reported due to downed power lines and trees after the storm. This is earlier today, the power outage map showing 79,000 without power in PA, 75,000 without power in New York, 65,000 in Illinois, and just 40,000 in Texas. Let's refresh it to the present and see how we're faring. Pennsylvania is still 70,000 out, 45,000 in New York, and just 37 in Texas, the nexus of the schmexes. Continued hot and dry weather has prompted fire managers to raise the fire danger level in Missoula County to extreme, effective immediately. That's up there in Montana as we take a look at the full forecast. Heat continues for the east and south central U.S., strong to severe storms across the mid-Atlantic and northeast. The extremely dangerous heat wave continues across the East Coast and much of the south central U.S. today. Record high temperatures are expected for some areas, especially across the mid-Atlantic where extreme heat risk conditions reside. The good news is that pop-up storms have cooled off the heat in many regions. There is a slight risk, level 2 of 5, of severe thunderstorms today for the northern mid-Atlantic into portions of southern New England, but only 2 of 5. Let's take a quick look over at the GFS model. You're going to see some pop-up storms here. Southern Vermont, New Hampshire, eastern New York near the Catskills. 3 hours from now, that's going to explode over central Jersey into the night and rapidly move offshore by the morning. We're going to see some pop-up storms on Friday in the southeast from Texas, the nexus of the schmexes, all the way over to the Virginias. So, buckle up, Buttercup. It's coming. Take a look at that. That line of storms should dip south and be out of the way by the end of tomorrow. Drake's Toronto mansion floods. Have you seen? Let's move this back to the front there. Oops, couldn't have happened to a nicer man. Drake's Toronto mansion floods amid intense rainfall in Canada that left 167,000 customers without power. The star jokingly captioned a video showing muddy floodwater in his home. This better be espresso martini. Anyway, chaotic ski seasons at ski fields as heavy snowfall sparks safety warnings in Australia. A timely cold spell has skiers and snowboarders flocking to popular Australian ski resorts in the New South Wales Snowy Mountains. But the visit comes with an important reminder. 5 years ago, they told us snow would be a thing of the past, yet it continues to fall in record amounts year after year. I think they got that one wrong. What about you? Mainstream is not reporting on it, by the way. And some more antithetical things happening across the world. Antarctica nears July record low with minus 115.8 Fahrenheit. European glaciers remain covered in snow. I thought they were melting. And the UK Met Office reports a 1.5 C degree cooler summer than normal. All this in a global warming world. On July 16th, Dome Fuji AWS, Antarctica posted minus 115.8 Fahrenheit, which is a reading not far off the all-time monthly record low. By the way, which happened in 2014 on July 27th at minus 117.2 Fahrenheit. The coldest July temperature ever in Antarctica, right in the middle of the global warming. Do you hear that? That's crickets, by the way. European glaciers remain covered in snow in the middle of summer. What a bummer. France remains covered in snow in mid-July, a theme repeated across many European mountains. News unreported by the legacy media because it does not fit their fake global boiling narrative. The great health of glaciers is attributed to a cold spring and a cool start to the summer, which we just reported on, or we're going to. UK Met Office reports cool summer so far. As of mid-July, the UK has experienced a cooler than average summer. This means temperatures currently stand 13.04 C or 55.4 Fahrenheit as the average for summer. They're burning up there, which is 1.5 C below the long-term seasonal average. So clearly the mainstream media, the IPCC, and all the fearmongers are missing the mark in a big way. Seismic update. It is quiet across the globe. Most recent quake just a 4.2 in Russia at 83 kilometers. Very low level activity worldwide. As we move on to worldwide volcano news, for July 17th, Fuego to 15, Ducono puffing to 7,000 foot, Sabancay to 22, Ibeco 15,000 foot puff, Sangay to 23,000 foot today, Ibu to 8,000 foot, Raventador puffing some ash. And here, as of today, we're over here at the Reykjanes Peninsula, Svartsengi. The estimated magma recharge of the Svartsengi reservoir has reached the lower limit of volume that was erupted during the first week of the recent eruption, which means we're going to see a boom anytime soon. Svartsengi volcano magma continues to accumulate and reaches pre-eruption levels. Eruption highly likely to occur anytime in the next 3 weeks, and we'll be reporting on it as soon as it occurs. Sabancay to 24,000 foot today, Sangay to 22,000 foot, Ibu to 24, Santa Rita, 14,000 foot puff. And that finishes up worldwide volcano news. As we mosey over to space weather, a filament located near the southeast limb lifted off today beginning around 1830 UTC. The event flung a narrow CME into space. You can see it right here, and it appears to be directed away from Earth. Good news. Other activity on Wednesday includes an M50 and an M34 events around AR 3743. A number of coronal mass ejections were observed in the past few days leaving the sun. Most appear to be headed away from our planet as the KP dips down into psychic mode. KP 0. No chance for aurora tonight as the activity on the sun appears to be ramping down once again as we drop into solar minimum. Now, Earth faces potential imminent catastrophe in the next 5 months. 4 asteroids are on a collision course with Earth potentially. The European Space Agency warns of potential impacts, and humanity's future may be hanging in the balance. This happens every year, and there's always probabilities associated with these bolides. The asteroid on a collision path, the first one we're going to talk about is 2016 NP56, approximately 30 meters wide. Would not be a mass extinction event, but if it hit a major city, would certainly be uber catastrophic. The impact of this object may be September 30th, 2024. The probability 1 in 1,500. This object has the highest probability of hitting Earth than any other object. The second in question is 2014 JV79. This baby's 50 meters across, and the potential impact is November 14th, 2024. The probability just 1 in 4,000. Thank God. This giant rock is about 50 meters across, and if it hits Earth, it could cause tsunamis and abrupt weather changes. Object number 3, 2022 Y01, approximately 6 meters across. Potential impact December 17th, 2024. Probability 1 in 2,800. And the final object we'll be looking at is a tiny one, 2013 YB, just 2.9 meters wide. And the probability of impact right near Christmas Eve, December 23rd of 2024, is 1 in 3,500. Any one of these objects could impact Earth because we know very little about gravity and, well, calculating trajectories. How do you like them apples? Uncontacted indigenous people sighted in Peru. And thank God they didn't go contact them. Let's take a look. These elusive tribes,
they are the most numerous uncontacted tribe in the world, according to survival analysis. These images, for example, we saw a huge number of Mashkapiri in.
So there's a number of uncontacted tribes they try to stay away from. That's because when you encounter these tribes, they murder you and eat you. So good news, they didn't try to contact this tribe. But an uncontacted indigenous people in Peru has been spotted by the banks of a river recently, close to where logging companies have concessions. The images published on Tuesday by the indigenous rights organization Survival International shows dozens of the Mashko-Piru people close to the banks of the Las Piedras River. Pretty interesting. All the links will be below. Now let's dive into some of the more pertinent current events. The would-be assassin, Thomas Matthew Crooks, that missed all of his shots on Trump, except for one, which hit his ear, thankfully, because Trump turned his head. Had he not turned his head, Trump would be dead, and the world would be a much different place today. I wouldn't be doing YouTubes like this. I wouldn't be wearing my 7-piece shirt, all dressed up. I think the world would be in shambles and World War III would be ramping up. But according to his classmate, Crooks was mocked by classmates for supporting Trump in 2016. Would-be assassin Thomas Matthew Crooks mocked classmates for supporting Trump. He didn't support Trump. He mocked classmates for supporting Trump. The media is reporting he's registered as a Republican. But in 2016, he was mocking people for supporting Trump. And not only that, just in, Secret Service was aware of the potential threat of the gunman 10 minutes before Donald Trump took the stage in Pennsylvania, but they let him go out anyway. Complete breakdown of the Secret Service here, maybe on purpose. The revelation was made during a Senate briefing today. Senator Marsha Blackburn says she was appalled to learn that Secret Service knew about the threat of an assassin prior to President Trump walking on stage, and they allowed him to walk on stage. She then goes on, and I quote, "I have no confidence in the leadership of Director Cheadle and believe it is the best interest of our nation if she steps down from her position." And I couldn't agree more. This is either the most egregious failure on every level for the Secret Service in recorded history, or the deep state had a plan to let this kid up and give him a few shots. What say you? Leave a comment below. Absolute breakdown of security. In fact, word on the street is they located this guy 3 hours before Trump took stage using a rangefinder. They had him in his sights for 3 hours while they let him assemble his gun, make his way up to the roof, get his ammunition, get into position, and fire 7 rounds. You do the math. Now it gets crazy. Biden says he would drop out of the race if diagnosed with a medical condition earlier today. And just moments later, he announced he has a medical condition. He tests positive for COVID-19 and will self-isolate in Delaware. That way he doesn't have to say a thing about this assassination attempt ever again. He claims he's going to continue to carry out all of his duties fully during this time. But we all know Poopy Joe, Dementia Joe, is not running this country. There is no chance that that's what's going on. And in fact, even earlier today at an NAACP speech, which I got an award from the NAACP, but I do digress, Biden teases Kamala Harris could be president of the United States in a Trump-bashing NAACP speech earlier today. The same time he said he would drop out of the race if diagnosed with a medical condition, making Kamala Harris the president, and then announcing he had a medical condition. Holy macaroni. Times are shifting quickly, aren't they? And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share this video. We are shadow banned. We need your help to grow. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. We love you. Hit the thumbs up. It's free. And check out Jace Case, link below, for your antibiotic preparedness. Peace of mind for you and your family. We love you. And that is a boom.